All right, now we're going to do the pumpkin. Look at the picture, okay? I'm going to show you on this right here first, so you can see me do it twice. I'm going to draw an oval. So here's, well, it's more of a circle, but it's not a complete circle. I mean, it is a complete circle, but it's not exactly a circle. So you want to just keep going until you get the right shape. Now, I'm going to show you this twice so you can get the idea of it. So here's the pumpkin. I'm going to do an oval that does not go all the way to the top of the circle. Then I'm going to come out from the center and do a half oval that comes out and goes back up to the center oval. Then I'm going to come from the center again, go to the edge of the pumpkin, and it goes back up to the second oval. Going to do the same exact thing on the left side. Half oval that comes back around and curves up to the center oval. Same thing, hits the edge, comes back up and hits the last oval. Now I'm going to do a little cylinder in the middle that curves to make a stem. And then you put in these other sections of a pumpkin. Now that showed you how I did it on a small scale. Now I'm going to do it right here. And I am getting this from looking at the picture. All right? So I'm going to start with my oval or my circle. And you know me, I get sketchy until I get the shape I like. Then I'm going to clean it up so I can get the shape that I like. You see how light mine is? Yours needs to be even lighter so you can get rid of the lines. Now I'm going to draw an oval that does not go to the top of the circle. All right, so there's that oval. Now I'm going to do a half oval that comes down, touches the edge, and curves back up to the last oval. I'm going to do the same thing, but this one's going to follow the edge of that circle. And it comes back up to the last oval you drew. I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. Comes back around, touches the bottom, curves back up to the last oval. This one hits the edge of the circle. Now I'm going to draw my stem, which is a leaning, curving stem. So I'm doing my ellipse on the top and doing the sides of my cylinder, coming back down, and then I'm going to draw these two little humps on either side. So that is the shape of your pumpkin. Now it's easy to do the shading. I'm going to use my darkest pencil, my ebony pencil, and go back in and put my blackest blacks first. Using the circle method, I'm shading in circles. It gradually gets a little lighter as it goes out towards the edge of the pumpkin. It has a little dark spot up here and a dark spot on the edge of the stem. Continue shading this section of the pumpkin. Then it has a little bit a light streak highlight on this section, so I'm not bearing down quite as much. I'm using short strokes, still the circle method, still looking at the picture on my handout. Then I do the same. I'm not doing, you want to make sure that your shading is done nicely. You can go as fast as you want, just don't do big strokes. All right, there's a little bit lighter value right here. Lighter value right here, so I'm not bearing down as much. All right, now I'm going to use my number 2 pencil and go back and put some lighter values in there. Still the circle method, so you don't see what direction I'm shading. My cast shadow, if you look at the cast shadow, it's the width of my pumpkin, so my cast shadow is actually going to go off the page. Now I'm going to use my shading stump. I'm going to use technique number 2. Where's my chart? Technique number 2, where you're pulling from the dark to the light. Barely touching the paper. You don't want to rub it over, blend it over the whole thing, because if you do, you're going to blend out your darkest values. I'm only pulling a little from it. And if I really want it to fade into white, you barely touch the paper. I'm going to shade right up against this line right here to get rid of the line, and then clean it up. Okay, there's the pumpkin. I still could clean it up some.